Have you ever had a stuffed animal that you just loved? You weren't really sure why, but you just loved him? Well, my story today is about a little bear that a young girl loved very much. The story is called Corduroy, and it's by Don Freeman. It begins with a little bear who's in a department store, and no one wants to buy him because he's missing a little button. And so this girl comes up and she likes Corduroy a whole lot. She says, "Mom, can I buy Corduroy?" And she says, "Not today. He's been missing a button anyway." Well, Corduroy is really sad, and he was like, "Well, maybe I should go find my button." So he goes and he searches the department store everywhere to see if he can find his little button. He goes up the escalator and through the stairs. He finally comes to the mattress, and he thinks he's found his button on the mattress. So he pulls and pulls and pulls, and finally the policeman, he hears some racket. So he comes and he gets him. He's, "How'd this little bear end up here?" So he takes the bear back, puts him back on the shelf where he belongs. So Corduroy's so sad because he just wants someone to love him. Well, sure enough, the little girl comes back. She saved up all her allowance so she could buy a little Corduroy. She's always wanted a bear just like him. So she takes him home. She carries him in her hands. When she gets home, she even sews a little button on for him. And Corduroy's so happy, and this is what he says. Corduroy says, "You must be a friend. I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. And they lived happily ever after. And I think a good way that you can use this in your classroom is to have the children talk about how everyone has something special about him. Like Corduroy had a missing button, but that's what made Corduroy special. And the girl didn't care that he had a missing button. She loved him anyway. So I think that it'd be good to have your students write about how they have something special about him and why they love that special thing about him and what makes them special and why they love that. And that's how I think you can use this in the classroom.